Let's continue then. A deep dive into the oxygen ocean. Saturn, what are you doing? Disabling all comms and the driving support said, oh, you're still here. I thought I cut the channel too. Well, I should go ahead and shut it. Don't you dare cut me off. You can listen if you promise not to whine or stop me. I will do no such thing, and you cannot make a deal with me. I'm simply stating a fact, not making an argument. Just why, Saturn? Why are you such an incorrigible, petulant nightmare? After you were probationally forgiven for doing a very good job not getting String of Pearls ruined or captured, Command even decided to give you the job of sparking the gravity engine that will take our fleet back to the native sphere. I would think you wouldn't be so into pressing your luck recklessly. Well, I mean, that's how we do business, right? But everyone except for you is so annoying. They're annoying because whatever is causing the tidal interference from the bottom of the oxygen ocean is almost certainly that Cradle's Grace's weapon. They have no reason to believe you're going to be loyal. Every single second of the day you were horrid and undisciplined, and your brief periods of obedience only seem to exist to throw everyone off later. I mean, if you want me to cover for you, you'll have to play along a little. Why are you like this? Years of encouragement and grooming, followed by abandonment and neglect. You know that. Same as you. And same for that pilot you're after, too. Is that why? In a different way, but I think so. Enemy or not, I want to talk. I think I'm getting somewhere. And I'm not going to get to talk if you all are interfering. What if she doesn't want to just talk? And you really appreciate me cutting the cable before she pulls all of you down there with me. Why is it so important anyway? You'll really jeopardize the whole operation for that? What? You don't think I have my own cunning master plan? It's way better than his. Supposedly nothing can stop the Crun Macula. Is it better to find out if that's true sooner or later? Fight her or talk? Which is it? How are they different? Anyways, don't worry when the connection accidentally breaks. I'll be fine. Promise. And you will be too. Share a secret moment deep down, or a tug of war above the waists? I feel like we did this before. I definitely feel like we did this last time. But this would favor Cradle's Graces. Balance shifts because Pluto tugs and Saturn yields. The oxygen ocean is a peaceful place because everything about it destroys everything else. You can enjoy complete privacy under the curtain of the oxygen stream. Drink all the fuel and air you want, and no vessel can survive the temperature and pressure conditions below. You can float as long as you want or until your hull turns brittle and breaks, or your organic components oxidize and explode. Celestial Mechanics has covered their wayward pilot's machine in temporary armor layers to seal out the unknown interference of gravity and seeping oxygen. The additional temporary armor layers might not be necessary, but they also might be. A Celestial Mechanics fleet tenders lower the String of Pearls in slowly, just to make absolutely sure. It feels wonderfully cold, like a spare blanket taken from the attic in winter. Pluto is there. Deep, deep down, and when Saturn slips in, she feels the ripples, as if they were in opposite ends of the same, perfectly still pool. The feeling is wonderful. Saturn's surprised that's true. How do you know that? Wait, who is you? How do I know what? Saturn, who are you talking to? We're asking for confirmation to lower you. Yeah, I've been ready. Sorry, I got distracted. Macula likes to, you must be if you're apologizing. There's someone down there. She's speaking to me. No, she's trying to eat me alive. Or maybe it's really hard to tell the difference. Awesome. It's familiar. I'm so stoked. Take me down. The ocean boils wherever she touches it, even with the external equipment. There's no way to rely on sight, and the paramagnetic influence is too erratic for sensors to process. She can only feel her way, for both of them. The cable to your left is extremely important. It's the only way we have of communicating and monitoring your situation. Oops. Uh-huh. So you'll need to be extremely careful with it. Mm-hmm. Are you listening? Yes, but not to you. Shh. There's definitely someone here. Lower me. It's reaching out. Saturn feels funny. Something's not quite right. Like someone's watching her. It's like someone's watching me. But it's also not like someone's watching me. It's like something's watching her, but something isn't watching her. It's touching me. Something is touching Saturn. Its hands see her, and they also speak. It's saying something. The ocean ripples with boredom. It's really boring down here. But what else is Pluto gonna do? Some girls get stuck with the worst jobs. But I've gotta do it. Nothing to do but send insinuations through the narration. Thank you, Pluto. So are you coming or what? I've got her again. Tidal spike detected. Mass gravity alert! Lower me further. Saturn, we're pulling you out. Oh, not just yet. Hi, Saturn. Hi, Mercury. Sorry, I'm borrowing her for a little bit. Whoops! Saturn's cockpit floods with alarm lights of an imminent high-intensity gravity event, but it's too late. A string of pearls discharges its electromagnetic field and delicately breaks off the winch. Saturn, what do you... Whoops! The string of pearls cleanly slices off the left communication wire and the pulley system. The silence of the oxygen ocean reminds her of a sensory deprivation tank. What a good girl. Hey, don't praise me like that. I wanted to speak to you again. Welcome back to Heaven. Oh. Damn it, I cut both wires. Even ship-to-ship comms are down. Saturn? Can you hear me? Would you hear me if I spoke with this ship? It's been such a long time since anyone could hear it. Pluto's tidal reactor pulses slowly. The thrum feels like it's coming from everywhere. Oh, I get it. You want to talk with gravity. Well, I'm not some miracle child, even though they tried very hard to make me as good as you. Saturn's reactor, an anxious little ball, is getting just so fed up with this. It's frustrating to not be understood. Would you know what that's like? You don't know how much I know. But I believe in you. If Saturn moves too much, she might forget what direction up is. The sensory deprivation of the ocean takes everything away. But she has to remember that's not true. I don't believe you, but I'm trying. Oh, she's trying. Of course I'm trying. Come on, where am I? I hate people playing hard to get. Oh, I believe in you, but you gotta work for it. I can't do it. Sorry, but I'm cheating. A string of pearls electrotoxin shoots through the ocean. Like a bolt of lightning, it reaches out because it's attracted to you. It seeks the path of least resistance, looking for something that wants to respond. What it really does is run along the boundaries, theoretical and real. There's a place where the boundary between one thing and another is weakest, and it runs along the boundary until it finds it, and then it connects the two. Why is she doing that? Oh, it's what you're used to. Good at seeing weak spots. I've got a lot. Can you find them? You can do it if you try. Maybe you need a little push. It's like there's nothing. Not a single crack. Don't say you're not perfect. Don't make me do all the work. The pressure is overwhelming, but it's overwhelming for Pluto, too. The crud macula is like a little star, gushing matter and condensing it into an engine of light over and over. It was modeled after a theory of the Big Bang, after all, made in secret on the planet Hades on the boundary between what is human and what is not. It's a fragile boundary. You can touch it, but be careful. This takes me back. Which is not fucking fair. Are you doing that on purpose? Always taking me to unpleasant pasts. Is it taking you back? Sorry. But we can't help it. It's the first thing beneath our surfaces. It's hard for me, too. It takes Saturn back to her first implant series, when they took the most special children they could find and tried to cheat them into being even more special. Bypass all the work and care that had gone into the third generation pilots, and kick them directly into humanity's next stage. Cheating, you should know, felt good. It felt wrong, in a good way. It felt good, in a way that felt obscene. It felt bad, like she was getting more than she deserved. They chose her, but she felt like she played a trick on them, like she lied and got candy for it. They knew there was nothing special about her, then they gave her the most special thing. If they knew how special it was, and how much she didn't earn it, they would have given it to someone else, but they didn't. Even when they threw her away, she never forgot how that felt. Why is it always like this? Oh, baby. It takes Pluto back when she was learning how to be a person. In space, they decided they would start over, without assumptions. Humanity would be protected by the most human children they could make. No matter how badly she did, no matter how much she wasn't up to how perfect they wanted, they never gave up on her. That was the worst part. She wished so much they would give up. It was so hard. She just wanted to be the mess she really was, and they wouldn't let her. She knew with her whole heart what she was supposed to be. She had it memorized. She could never make it leave her body, become the thing she did and the person she was. They let her be whatever she wanted, and she wasn't strong and smart and pretty enough to be it. Both of them remember, reaching through the wall to the one on the other side, wishing so hard to hold hands it feels like you really are. Your two pebbles dropped into the pond, but your ripples touching are enough. No one knows. And even the two of you almost don't. Never say it out loud. Never think it too loud. It sounds so sad when you put it like that. Why? Don't show me things that stop making me jealous. Oh? You got me. You're touching me. I can hear you through the contact link. You got me that good, and that's what you have to say? You're the one who got me. You did it. You found me. You're clever. It's amazing. You don't need to flatter me. I won't feel better. I'm not. You better. I promise. Why am I so scared and you're so not? That's just me. Sorry I'm like this. Oh, well, you could flatter me a little. You're a little needy, huh? Didn't you say I just had you? You do. You can do whatever you want now. Why do you do this? You came after me, so it's only fair I came after you. Don't say it's only fair. Say I'm amazing and important, and you came after me specifically. That means a lot more after that last conversation with Mercury in the last video. You're totally not needy, huh? Give me a better answer. I want to know why it's me. I don't have one. There are so few of us left. I've got to cling to everyone. But I love that you're scared and you believe anyway. I think you're one of the only people who can make something change. And there's no time left. Is that a proposal? To join your side? Yeah! What if I refuse? Then give a good reason for me to join you. You're even more impulsive than me. You can start to see why I fight, can't you? The way I'm starting to see why you do? Show me something important, and I'll be yours too. But you're definitely not gonna go quietly, are you? Nope. If I let you go, will you promise to not crush yourself and me and literally everything? This time, you mean? Yeah. I think I can do that. Say hi to Mercury for me. I'll see you again soon, baby. Okay, 1963. That's when the first and last artificial colony of the native sphere was completed. A tranquil bowl of stable gravity at Lagrange point 5. Frontline against existential threats, training facility for a generation of humans adapted to fight in space. It's a colony environment with the life, gravity, and culture necessary for human beings to live, thrive, die, and be born. With the hope that peace on Earth would reign if we won this war in heaven. Without pressure, water boils off of our tongues, and we dissolve into component parts. Without culture, we forget the shapes we're supposed to have, and turn inside out into something else. Out of necessity, we created a pressurized environment, exerting enough gravitational pressure to maintain cohesion, all senses in space. A ship self to ferry us through the world. They function only in places where the gravity of humans is too light to sustain existence. It was doomed from the start. Of course they were jealous. Of the humans the Earth no longer wanted, flying on zero-G wings. Good old Dr. Nix, back when she was with Memorial Foundation. So I'm still trying to piece together the timeline of Dr. Nix in my head. We were all part of Memorial Foundation, but Dr. Nix specifically was a part of Celestial Mechanics, and then eventually Memorial Foundation and Celestial Mechanics properly split, recognizing Celestial Mechanics as a threat, and then eventually Dr. Nix left Celestial Mechanics, joined up with Cradle's Graces. So, Europa, Chief Officer, Memorial Foundation, Existential Safety. July 29th, 1958. Granted international authority. Verified presence of an existential threat outside of the solar system to establish a cultural, military, and scientific response to existential threats. No longer confined to Earth. Growing native sphere where our gravity reigns forever. Safety, research, expansion. 3 pillars of Memorial Foundation space branch will protect Earth from without as it has from within. Free from the old world's gravity, advanced science, art, and culture, capital C. Without constraint and join hands, all of Earth finally unified. Really foolishly decided we could do better. To do better in heaven is meaningless if it cannot be exported to Earth. We leave Earth, we do better. Essentially, the summary of these first 2 notes is we leave Earth, we do better. We leave Earth, we do better, we find harmony, we advance science, we advance art, we advance culture. And instead of bringing that back to Earth and uniting Earth, Earth gets jealous. And now we're in the situation we're in. The space program was never rejected by the surface. It simply did not have enough relevance to sustain interest. Second error is the intrinsic error of Memorial Foundation. The existential threat is intrinsic to humanity. You can fight it, but you cannot cut it out. The designation of alien is required by humans. We cannot trick an existential threat into a convenient manifestation. As it has always been, only humans can fulfill the criteria to be alien. Oh, hello, Iaepteus. Executive asshole. January 2nd, 1980. That's when they blew up the Lagrange colony. It's a real shame. It was green, wet, and very peaceful place. And now it's a very cold, green, wet, and very unsettling place. It's where we did a lot of legitimately incredible things, like create sustainable tidal reactors, new culture, experiment with human bodies and human development, manufacture self-sufficient alter egos for space exploration, ship selves, did everything other than successfully combat the unknowable existential threat. Earth and Memorial Foundation consider that a failure, but in truth they're just not trying hard enough. Through gravity, humans can decide what is real and what is not. Humans cannot make whatever they imagine come true. Through imagining, humans chart out what is true. They invent, with human effort, what exists. If an existential threat doesn't exist, we just have to make one. But of course it doesn't work like that. Nothing could be more difficult than creating something alien. Our only reference points to our human. So the idea of something alien is unimaginable because we cannot imagine outside of those terms. There's a certain degree of misunderstanding needed for humans to successfully classify something as alien. Before they blew it up, we got very close. Successfully classify something as alien. Iaepteus and Memorial Foundation wants to classify themselves as alien to become the threat for Earth to fight, to get Earth back out into space, to unify Earth against. I feel like I'm simplifying that by saying that Iaepteus just wants to become the enemy. Although we might be able to define that as he wants to use themselves to manifest this existential threat and become something for Earth to fight. Day 5. Whoa! Root core reformatting. 67% complete. Awaiting flight path. Input. Manual inject, extract, CM flight path. Forcibly extracting coordinates. Coordinates received. Flight path passes through a former pilot training school, Lagrange colony. Receiving new mission adjustment assignments. Error blocked from ship self side. Manual inject. Scan virus. Manual inject. Extract. Virus 3 viruses detected and deleted. Iaepteus? You have new mission assignments. Colony. Reclaim tidal reactor from colony core before Memorial Foundation. Prevent theft of entire colony by Cradle's graces. Accept orders? LMAO. Accepted! Normalizing gravitational slingshot effect. Prepare for immediate launch to Lagrange colony. LMAO. Nice. Oh, Don't make it sound like I hate following command any less than you. Don't worry. I would never doubt that. Hey, Mercury. Why are you still with Celestial Mechanics? Why are you, if you still are, that is? You're the one who can choose. Mercury. Oh, don't. If you hadn't hijacked a string of pearls, you'd be here like me, waiting. See if it's true that we can be what comes after being human. I don't want that for you. I certainly don't trust or believe in Celestial Mechanics or Iaepteus, but wasn't that the worst part? Even after he decided we weren't good enough to be the chosen pilots, neither of us left. He knew we wouldn't leave, because we already wanted it too much. Do you still want that more than anything else? I don't know. I don't know what I don't. I know what I don't want, and it's to have nothing to show for it. Nothing to show for what? Coming to space, going to the academy, never having a chance to fight in the Cold War, not having a say either way. Falling stupidly for the worst man alive. I'm counting on you, Saturn, to give me something better than just the same Earth we left. You never have to worry about that. I have only the highest ambitions for us. Those girls you're flirting with better have a decent future for us, is all I'm saying. Sure, fine, okay. Only if it's a really good one. If nothing else. I'll make sure that he doesn't get the future he wanted. Alright. Any future but the future he wants is good. Give me and Ganymede a good place, there, wherever, and wherever and whenever it is. So at this point, with our 3 factions doing battle here, who all have their faults, Celestial Mechanics are the main villains, right? Nick's resignation 2. Nyx. Ooh, Epteus' reply. So, patronized. You can even spare me that. Nyx, you fundamentally misunderstood the purpose of pursuing the dream of space. I never sought to correct you. After all of the great things you have accomplished are the result of that misunderstanding. You believe that your dream, so universally loved, was loved because you wanted it to come true. This was not the case, of course, even though I think that Memorial Foundation truly believed that they wanted the same as you. As the tides of Earth turn, they realized in their own hearts that they are not the forefront of humanity's change, but slaves to its whims. To protect human culture means to always be at its beck and call, no matter what it becomes, and their dream is one of overwhelming power, and will unlock the last mysteries and cement our authority forever. What your children achieve with freedom from gravity, we will have the power to determine on our own. I hope you can understand the depths of my gratitude to you for exploring these ideas, that they might one day belong to us. These are really... Oh? Academy Student Research Records, Mercury. Database League Pilot Operations Manager, Europa. Of all the Generation 3 pilots, Mercury is far and away the one best suited to actually be a pilot, to the degree I'd be terrified of giving that position to any other one of Epteus' nightmare brats. So there's absolutely no chance that he'll be assigned, of course. He really is trying to maximize. What I want to impress, however, is that Mercury is still someone Epteus chose personally for the pirate role, which he served when he served himself during the Cold War. Alongside the current second-tier candidate, Saturn, Mercury used to be a lot different, which is obvious. A lot of our pilots used to be a lot different, for reasons only space can explain. I think reducing it to Mercury's personal stake is as incomplete a reading as it would be for any of the other pilots in celestial mechanics. Some of them even know exactly what they're doing, Mercury most of all. I don't think he has petulant grudges against humanity. He's just very critical. That's true. That is absolutely true for Mercury. He's just very critical. So... the thing between Mercury and Saturn that I'm still trying to place is that one calm conversation from a day or so ago when they were talking about the worst man alive that they both fell for. Obviously groomed them in very uncomfortable ways that they're still feeling the scars from. They never flat out connected that to Epteus, which is interesting. Well, I wouldn't go as far as saying interesting. It's terrifying, but I think we can save over this. I mean, I guess when I say it's interesting, it's in the way that my only connection to who that person could be is Epteus. I've probably been pronouncing that wrong for this whole game. Okay. Lagrange colony is an uninhabitable house, but Kratos' Grace still clings to it, quite literally. Pluto's dream might collapse under its own weight, or crush Saturn under it. Let's make this a whole Pluto episode. The whole colony? It's so refreshing to see you surprised for once, Saturn. I'm soaking it in. Mercury, but seriously? He wants me to stop Cradle's Graces from taking the entire colony out of the Lagrange point? Why? Why would they do that? Why would we care enough to stop them from trying? The colony should just rot. It's over. There's nothing left there. Cradle's Graces wants those memories to live again. We need to discard Earth completely and start something new. It's an anchor pulling us back home. The success of opening the gravity well on the moon will depend completely on how much is holding us down. Even weak gravity like that. That's more than just stopping her, then. You want me to destroy the colony? That's the mission, yes. Not that I'm the greatest, but isn't that basically impossible for me? It's huge! There are smaller moons. Do your best, then. The less memories, the better. I thought you didn't have any problems, that the colony should just rot. That's a funny joke. We both went through the same shit, don't ask me that. Every happy memory is made retroactively disgusting by the sort of person iaepteus turned out to be. Okay, yep, that pretty much connects the dots there. I hate him so much. I will never get over how much. Saturn. Yes, Mercury? Then why are you still pretending to be with celestial mechanics? Why are you still doing it? Why are you doing this is the real question, Mercury. You know him like I do, so why are you still here? I apparently have enough power to destroy a colony, and I can ditch him whenever I want. Leave celestial mechanics, take Ganymede. I'll protect you. I'll make sure there's a good future at the end. You absolutely will not be fine if I leave. Of course I don't trust him at all, but he wants what I want. It's what you want, too. I can't trust him on anything else, but I can trust him on that. Even if he's just doing this for his own gain, with some other agenda in mind, he's truly going to give us this. Ugh, disgusting. That's what I fell for, so stop reminding me. That's why I trust you too, of course, even though I shouldn't. I know you won't accept anything less than what you want. If you can get even half of that, it'd be more than enough for me. Oh, I remember this. God, I know I have to battle in physical space. I really do hope this ends up the same. We're gonna just see it. Pluto hesitates because she's not ready for this kind of fight, and Saturn is. The colony shines like a star until you're right on it. Then it looms impossibly large, a translucent sphere, a drop of water suspended in space. Glistening beneath the drop of water, past the clouds that form in its crumbling artificial atmosphere, to the strange haze that seeps from beneath the crumbling streets. It's possible to make out the fading light of the colony's collapsing systems. A massive jewel, like a clean slice taken out of Earth, had floated in space until its gravity formed it into the tiniest planet. Even a tiny world is still a world. Who can touch this? Move it, even by an inch? Much less move the Earth by an inch. Pluto drifts slowly in orbit around the colony, watching. Even you don't know what to do sometimes, huh? I'm kinda stumped too, if I'm being honest, but sorry. Destroying it sounds way easier than whatever they're trying to make you do. A string of pearls skates along the outer edges of the colony's ice and atmosphere. She's having fun. She's playing. For just a moment, Pluto wonders what she's doing here. Oh no, Saturn. I'm happy to see you, but I was hoping that I might be able to convince you to help me take it away. Oh yeah? And what made you think that? For the same reason you thought you could convince me. 'Cause you like me? Or because you don't care for your side that much either. I care about all of us here, left here in space. It's amazing that you actually honestly do, but that's not what I asked, huh? There's a lot of ways to care about everyone up in space. Dragging a colony out of the Lagrange point yourself is one way to do it. There's another way to care about everyone up in space. You can show it by destroying this place too. You're saying that would free us from the past? Just shout out to how awesome this music is. Just wow. But it won't make these memories go away. We're making something out of them, so that time and pain won't be wasted. This is important to me, and I'll fight for real over it. Don't look at me like that. You'll make me sad. You really don't need to be the one to tell me, because I already know I'm doing something super dumb. I wonder, what do you want, and why you think you can get it from me? It's just going to be a fight. Is that what you're after? The string of pearls presses its heel into the ice of the colony's atmosphere. Yes, even more so now. Didn't they teach you about sunk cost fallacies in the academy? Memories should just be memories. That's why you kind of make me mad sometimes. I've been having this feeling you're going to do something way dumber than scarier than just fight me. Am I right? Because after I already said that there wasn't anything you could do, after you were shaking and afraid from just being up close enough to see me, it looks like I can trust you to come back no matter how much I try to warn you. I'd trust you to come back twice as much. You're wasted on protecting this pointless ball of scrap. Whoever is ordering you around has no idea what they're doing. You're so right. But I'm still not going to let you through. You're wasted on Kratos' graces in general. And the rest of humanity, too. Don't try to push my buttons like that. I won't think it's cute. It's a lot of work to be a human. I'm not trying to be cute. I mean it. It's more for some humans than for others. You're not mad at the humans who got to be human for free? It's a privilege to be human. Have you forgotten why we're here? Because humans wanted to be human, took the least human of us up here to see how much more human they could be. Now they want to throw you away after they learned everything they could from you. Don't you resent humanity? I do. What do you do when someone says you can't have something? Do you think you should work twice as hard until you earn it? I don't. I want to smash it until no one can have it. Huh. You know, you're just like Lunatera. Ugh. Please don't say that. You're merciless. It's in a good way. Not even then. Don't get me wrong. It just depresses me to see you wasted on all of them. You should be having fun. You know, I wish I would come here just for that. Just to have fun. If only we answered the other. If only we battled in narrative space instead of physical space. Good! Have fun with me. I know you want to show me mercy, lab rat to lab rat. Mutant bitch to mutant bitch. That's not what we need, though, is it? I want to see the you that's having nothing but fun. I'm still getting used to this body, but I think I can still surprise you with it. And you'd like that, right? Cutting loose with no gravity to tie you down? I think about that every day. It's so tempting. You've got to be ginger with the universe, you know, Saturn. Now that you're this strong, you've got to be careful. So much can go wrong. I'll make sure to be very careful with the universe you love. You don't have to hold back with me, though. That sounds like a bad idea. Aren't I the only person you can go tide to tide with, holding nothing back? That's a big promise. I don't want to come off as full of myself, but I don't want you to underestimate me either. Plastic girl to plastic girl, I wouldn't patronize you like that. It's tempting, but I wonder if you're really ready. You wouldn't mind just getting your ship self and broken and dragged back for the Cradle's Grace's dream lab to do who knows what to? What? Is that supposed to sound bad? You really are. Oh, fine. I'm going to start easy, okay? They flirted enough, so neither is in the mood to lie. So no holding back. A lie to others about how strong you are, and no mercy. A lie to yourself about how strong someone else is. When Pluto opens her arms wide enough for her gravity to condense, pull, and tear through space, she's trusting Saturn can handle the pressure. She has faith Saturn will outdo her. Saturn meets Pluto's expectations, with just a little bit of convulsing and shuddering. Then she exceeds them by darting like a bullet, a little hot arrow of danger, and just as dangerous to the touch. Macula is a big target, but Saturn isn't going to be lazy this time. This is the time to be precise, to throw everything in on the vector she's flying along, to not let Pluto's tidal forces budge her a millimeter, which is good, because even then she only barely grazes Pluto. Woo! Pluto's faster than you could ever imagine. The universe moves away, bending to not hit her, with tides that say, "Oh, coming into orbit is fine, but no touching. That you have to work for." That Saturn dared anyway is very bold of her. The burn on Macula where Saturn's light passed over Pluto stings only a little, but it was close. So Pluto takes her seriously and grabs the string of pearls by the tail, flings her into the colony's surface, and dives after her. Is this going to destroy the colony? Is this going to be how the colony gets destroyed, just by Saturn literally being flung at it by Macula and Pluto? Saturn is basking in the bounty of attention. It requires all of Pluto's gravitational forces to keep her contained. The string of pearls makes her feel like goo, like a cartoon, like a liquid, and with it, she's as slippery and untouchable too. Others would shatter under the pressure, but string of pearls bulges and squishes. Pluto pulls and pushes, trying to force her into a space that will sit still long enough that she can deal with it. String of pearls is very malleable, right? Designed to heal up after being injured. Saturn squeals in excitement until she can stop giggling long enough to push Pluto off with an electric burn. Saturn's having a good time! Pluto can't help but laugh, too. It's funny how much nothing is working, even though she's trying as hard as she can. That makes her want to work as hard as she can. And that's what Saturn's after, right? Lab-grown girls know. Fat-cultured girls know. Carefully indoctrinated, carefully raised, special gifted girls, they all know. Heroes want to hold us, but we don't need them at all. Rather than bandages and kindness, the sting of pressing wounds together is the medicine we need. No boy who wants to heal your wound is worth the one who will tell you your wound is there. I can't believe it. Me neither. I thought I'd actually be the one beating you. You didn't lie, though. You really could endure it. All of it. The colony's much worse for wear. Saturn shattered against it many, many times. Pluto broke across it a few times, too. It's shaking at the Lagrange point. You won, even though you lost. I had a lot of fun. I wouldn't have been able to have it with anyone else. I'm glad I trusted you not to lose. Told you. Good girl. I should never have doubted one of us. Thank you, thank you. We did our best. had the most fun we could have. When we get to the moon, don't forget, you can keep having fun just like this, if you let me show you the way. I do wonder... We're now at 50% with celestial mechanics. I do wonder, though. I mean... I really am curious if we're just going to take a different path to the ending. Because we have Saturn talking about showing her the way, when Saturn herself and Mercury are quite not very keen on remaining with celestial mechanics. They're really only still in this just to I guess get the future that iaepteus is promising them. Future still in space. I'm probably off on that, but oh, Ganymede intercept. Do not read, Saturn! I'm completely uninterested in communicating with iaepteus in any way that's not technically. I know my boundaries, but you're very nice to worry. I know you're not jealous because you do respect me, but don't make me worry. It's what I like about you. I know you're worried for me, not for me, not about me. I appreciate that, but I do want to clarify things so you stop asking me about it. Even though it is cute, I do appreciate it. Really, I'm not just saying that. Please don't hear that in a passive-aggressive voice. I've been meaning to ask this for a while. Is it okay that I believe in this? It's important to me that you understand that it's nothing to do with him, so I worry that means you don't understand what it means for me. I don't believe humanity needs to be punished. I'm fine being human. But I think an important reminder is needed. Not alien in the sense of a foreign other that can bear all of our rage and hatred. Alien in the sense of casting our own features into relief. I think what we see as a result should shame us. There are very many things we need to see. You'll probably say you support me and believe in me, thank you, but you will also say that it means something to you, too. And that's really why I love you. Aww. 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 I hope these two get a good ending. Important. I just want to focus on the second to last paragraph, though. An important reminder is needed, not alien in the sense of a foreign other that can bear all of our rage and hatred, but alien in the sense of casting our own features into relief. So not alien in the sense of becoming something that Earth will classify as alien. But alien in the sense of casting our own features into relief. What we see as a result should shame us. That's a really interesting bit to think about there. I'll admit I can't 100% wrap my head around it and interpret it properly right now, because it's throat's getting a little dry, but admittedly just the idea of casting our inherently worst qualities as humans into a relief that can be paraded to shame us, to make us grow and learn from that, the worst of us. That'd be good. Only if it worked, though. Because with everything that comes out of humans, or the culture, and the existential threat being intrinsic to humanity, and it being a classification up to humanity to define what exactly is alien, if that happened, and we had the worst of humanity carved into relief and paraded to shame us, I feel like as humans we're not always open to receiving that shame and taking it as bad, that it's part of us, and learning from it and growing from it. It's really our tendency to just push that off of our plates. That's not us. That's not me. I'm a good person. I'm not that guy. That orange buffoon. I'm not like him. I guess what I'm trying to say is that's a very relevant thought, which is not working as well as I would want it to be. What I'm also saying is, fuck him. Fuck that guy. You know what I'm talking about. Big orange Cheeto dusted moron. Yeah, fuck him. Anyways, string of pearls, final specifications. Iaepteus message intercept. Do not raid Saturn. This is not what we talked about. Not by a mile. You know I don't actually have a moral compass that does not revolve around what's cool. So coming from me, just know that it's my professional obligation that I'm not even sure that this is cool anymore. Creating a theoretical matter is not even hard under laboratory conditions, and in space it's easy to sustain it. The creation of exotic matter like electrotoxins can get really not fun if you aren't careful. Since you hate fun, I already know that's not what you're after. You don't have to level with me or anything, but that's fine. But I do want you to know that this thing is basically designed to degenerate as quickly as possible. The reactor tends toward diversion. That will require a pilot I really would not want to meet, and a piloting style that no one should ever do. Eventually, it's going to drag the pilot down, and that's going to be really weird and ugly unless they are immediately destroyed. Oh, that's not comforting. Clearly you want that. I mean, you've said so. If you're going to have so much fun, let me try to convince you that you should set a self-destruct in there. Maybe something cool will happen when she averts, and this ship's self keeps her anchored in space-time to mess everything up. If it's not, don't you want a backup option? There is a self-destruct, isn't it? Didn't that happen in the ending sequence? Where they tried to trigger a self-destruct and Saturn did her thing and overrode it. Saturn, I would love it. Just love it. Yeah? If you messed everything up this time. Is this reverse psychology? Did I really reduce you to that? I'm a little impressed by your persistence in nagging me, but now I feel like I've pushed you to your limit. Shut up. As always, I'm serious. Messing things up is literally the only thing in the world no one has ever needed to specifically tell me to do. And you keep yelling at me when I do. I've been looking into Iaepteus' work on the Aversion Project. Ooh, relevant. Oh. How much do you know? More than you now. Of course, it was always suspicious that Iaepteus decided to support us. He was very insistent in his interest in taking humanity to the next stage. As if that is why any of us wanted to connect with the so-called existential threat. People who already had everything on Earth couldn't possibly understand. They just want even more for themselves. That's what I thought too. Iaepteus' plan is very attractive to certain factions in Memorial Foundation. Certain factions in Memorial Foundation really like the days where humanity was united against the existential threat. Except aliens aren't real. Okay, they're an nth-dimensional shadow cast by the gravitational impression of human culture and space-time, but that makes them a few shades short of real and much less dangerous than their cousins on Earth. And even those are so weak, kids with radios can take them out. Kids with... Another reference to We Know the Devil. Oh, goddamn. Anyways, Pluto wiped them out. Pluto wiped out the aliens. That was the whole plan. Humanity doesn't care about them anymore. They'd never expect that we would find a way to invert our tidal reactors and become the aliens ourselves. So we're literally... The process of eversion is literally the goal here. That's interesting. The only alien is what is alien to us, and that's fundamentally humanity. We're aliens to ourselves. F of x equals that which is human that humans are not. And Iaepteus isn't going to give up everything he has for that. You think he's lying about wanting to? I think he's lying about himself wanting to. I think he's happy to let us complete the project and go home. Because he'll have exactly what he and the rest of humanity is longing for. A scapegoat. Someone to be an alien humanity could guiltlessly fight against. Yes. I'm fine with abandoning Earth. It hasn't given me anything. But not on his terms. Not ever. Don't worry, Mercury. I've got a plan. No matter what, it won't go his way. I'm starting to feel like I should have done this route last. Just because this arc, Saturn's arc with celestial mechanics, it feels like that's the central arc of the story. Everything revolves around Iaepteus' plan of eversion. So next time, we'll go hang out with Lunaterra. Another fight? We love fighting. It's fun. We just want to have fun.